Despite its abundant resources and potential for development, Africa's enduring poverty is multifaceted and intricate. There are various reasons why the continent continues to struggle with poverty, such as historical legacies, economic hurdles, governance problems, and external influences. A land of vast potential and untapped resources, Africa still struggles with poverty, despite its wealth and promising growth opportunities. To truly grasp the roots of Africa's enduring poverty, one must deeply analyze the historical, economic, social, and environmental influences that have molded its path. Delving into the historical impact of colonization, the complex government challenges, healthcare disparities, and economic vulnerabilities all weave together to shape Africa's enduring battle against poverty. Let's uncover the intricate layers contributing to Africa's poverty cycle, revealing the intricate forces that obstruct its growth and hinder advancements towards a brighter future. The enduring impact of colonization, exploitation, and slavery on Africa's development is undeniable. European powers journeyed to distant lands, taking natural resources, causing chaos in local economies, and enforcing political systems that mainly benefited themselves. In numerous African countries, the repercussions of colonialism endure through political turmoil, societal discord, and financial reliance. In numerous African nations, the challenge lies in weak governance, corruption, and a lack of accountability. Corruption spreads its roots far and wide, diverting resources from crucial services and infrastructure projects. This hampers economic progress and worsens the plight of the impoverished. Inefficient bureaucracies, inadequate rule of law, and lack of transparency often hinder development efforts. Armed conflict, civil unrest, and political instability are widespread in different corners of Africa. During times of war and international conflicts, economic activities are disrupted, populations are displaced, and significant human suffering occurs. In countries affected by conflict, attracting investment, rebuilding infrastructure, and providing essential services can be challenging, leading to ongoing cycles of poverty and underdevelopment. In Africa, there is a heavy load of infectious disease to contend with, including HIV/AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, and neglected tropical disease. When disease outbreaks and epidemics strike, they put immense pressure on healthcare systems, cause economic disruptions, and worsen poverty, especially in nations with inadequate healthcare infrastructure and resources. In numerous African nations, the struggle is ensuring access to top-notch healthcare services. Issues such as insufficient healthcare infrastructure, a scarcity of medical staff, and constrained financial means pose significant hurdles. Underdeveloped healthcare systems play a significant role in the high rates of sickness and death, hinder economic progress, and sustain ongoing poverty. Africa's poverty trap is exacerbated by insufficient investment in education and healthcare. In numerous African nations, the struggle to offer their people top-notch education and healthcare services is acute. This is mainly due to limited resources, inadequate infrastructure, and a shortage of skilled workers. Insufficient education opportunities lead to a cycle of low human capital, while a lack of proper healthcare infrastructure results in increased disease and death rates. In Africa, economies encounter challenges such as reliance on commodity exports, limited diversification, and susceptibility to external shocks. African countries' heavy reliance on primary commodities leaves them vulnerable to shifts in global commodity prices, which can disrupt economic stability and hinder growth opportunities. With limited industrialization and infrastructure development, economic opportunities are constrained, making job creation difficult. The challenge lies in grappling with substantial debt burdens and reliance on foreign assistance and investments in numerous African nations. When individuals borrow excessively, primarily to fund major infrastructure projects or cover budget shortfalls, it can result in debt distress and economic instability. Reliance on foreign aid, loans, and investment can restrict policy autonomy and maintain unequal power dynamics between African countries and their international partners. Africa bears the brunt of climate change and environmental degradation, presenting significant obstacles to sustainable development. In various regions of the continent, food security, Water resources and livelihoods are threatened due to rising temperatures, unpredictable rainfall patterns, and severe weather events. When the land suffers from deforestation, soil erosion, and pollution, it not only weakens agricultural output, but also worsens the plight of those already struggling with poverty. The global economy has seen Africa's involvement marked by imbalanced trade relations, protective measures, and trade obstacles enforced by more advanced nations. Barriers like tariffs, subsidies, and non-tariff measures in international trade create obstacles for African countries, restricting their entry into global markets and impeding their competitiveness. Moreover, Africa's economic marginalization and perpetuation of poverty are fueled by unfair trade practices and unfavorable terms of trade. In numerous African nations, there are considerable gaps in infrastructure, encompassing transportation, energy, and telecommunications. Inadequate road networks, scarce electricity access, and unreliable communication systems hinder economic development and limit people's ability to reach markets, education, and healthcare services. Africa's competitiveness in the global economy is undermined by its inadequate infrastructure, which makes the continent less appealing to investors and hampers efforts to diversify and modernize economies. Enhancing infrastructure is crucial to unleashing Africa's economic possibilities and fostering sustainable progress. The population of Africa is predominantly young, with a large number of people under 25 years old. Many African countries need help generating enough job opportunities for their young workforce, resulting in significant levels of youth unemployment and underemployment. Young folks needing help finding work often face challenges when their skills differ from what employers seek. The lack of proper education and training systems results in young people needing more skills for today's workplaces, creating a gap between education and employment. High levels of youth unemployment and underemployment have significant social and economic implications, including heightened poverty, social unrest, and political instability. Tackling youth unemployment is crucial to unlocking Africa's demographic potential and promoting long-lasting and equitable progress. In various facets of African societies, gender inequality continues to be a prevalent issue. This includes disparities in access to education, healthcare, economic opportunities, and political participation. Women and girls frequently encounter discrimination, violence, and unfair treatment, which hinders their potential and their ability to contribute to development. In Africa, gender disparities are influenced by various factors, such as structural barriers, cultural norms, and legal frameworks. Women face challenges in accessing land and property rights, dealing with unequal inheritance laws, and lacking representation in decision-making processes, which all impede their empowerment and economic participation. Advocating for gender equality and women's empowerment has many advantages, such as boosting economic growth, enhancing health and education results, and fostering stronger social bonds. Empowering women and girls to attain sustainable development and alleviate poverty in Africa is crucial. In Africa, many people need the opportunity to use formal financial services such as savings accounts, credit insurance, and payment systems. Limited access to finance hinders entrepreneurship, investment, and economic growth, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises and rural communities. Financial inclusion faces high transaction costs, insufficient infrastructure, and regulatory limitations. These informal financial practices, like savings groups and rotating savings and credit associations, offer some financial services, but might only cater to some people's needs. Enhancing access to finance and encouraging financial literacy is crucial to helping reduce poverty and promote inclusive development in Africa. Enhancing financial inclusion can empower individuals and communities, boost resilience to economic shocks, and encourage entrepreneurship and innovation. In Africa, a tale unfolds of a notable digital gap, where unequal access to information and communication technologies is evident between bustling urban centers, remote rural regions, and within individual countries. In Africa, the need for more affordable internet services, poor ICT infrastructure, and low digital literacy hinder the continent from fully engaging in the global digital economy and advancing in socio-economic growth. In Africa, disparities in access to and utilization of technology worsen inequalities in education, healthcare, finance, and employment opportunities. To bridge the technological gap, one must invest in ITC infrastructure, provide digital skills training, and promote digital inclusion and innovation through various initiatives. Africa receives substantial foreign aid and development assistance from various sources, including bilateral and multilateral donors, international organizations, and non-governmental organizations. Foreign aid is essential for addressing urgent humanitarian needs and funding development projects. However, it can also lead to dependency, weaken local ownership, and skew domestic priorities. Africa's natural resources, strategic location, and burgeoning market potential have drawn the attention of various regional and global powers, sparking geopolitical competition and rivalries. Competition for access to resources, influence over governments, and control of strategic assets can worsen conflicts, create instability, and hinder development efforts. Africa's path to conquering poverty is filled with significant hurdles that require united actions, creative answers, and steadfast dedication from local players and the global community. To effectively combat poverty in Africa, it is essential to implement comprehensive approaches that foster inclusive growth, promote sustainable development, and ensure social equity. To unlock its vast potential and embark on a transformative path towards prosperity, Africa can achieve this by investing in human capital, strengthening governance systems, fostering economic diversification, and promoting environmental sustainability. As we journey through the intricate tapestry of Africa's development, let's hold firm to our commitment to creating a tomorrow where all Africans can flourish and poverty fades into history.